Philip, I want to ask you about companies. Why should companies take Section 54 of the Modern Slavery Act seriously?
So Section 54 of the Modern Slavery Act requires that companies that have a turnover of 36 million or more to publish an annual compliance statement. And the key things that they need to look at is the due diligence of their supply chain, the training, have they identified risk, what have they done to mitigate that risk? And we've seen some very well publicised cases since 2015 when the Act came into law of companies who have had unethical supply chains where there have been human rights abuses and abuses that are arguably criminal. And companies need to take this seriously because we've seen in these well publicised cases that their stock value has decreased as a response to the media attention for those unethical business practices. So if you're looking at it from a purely economical standpoint, this type or this piece of legislation should be at the forefront of investors' agenda of the HR resource program. They need to all be trained, all HR departments. Is actually the director of the company that needs to sign that compliance statement. What we've seen is companies think that they don't. Modern slavery, it's a big terminology that doesn't apply to us. Well, it does. If you look at every item that you touch on a daily, in your daily routine, your mobile phone, the metals in your mobile phone, your clothing, all of that has a supply chain, and it's looking at how far back does that liability go, and companies really must take this seriously. We've seen the government have been quite slow in their response to implementing properly and robustly Section 54. And only earlier this month, they have reported that they will be implementing an online platform for the submission of the modern slavery compliance statements. So they will be the gatekeeper for those statements. We are seeing government being vocal, saying that they will now be implementing civil actions against companies that haven't published statements, who are required to under the Act, or that haven't published compliance statements. So it is an issue that corporations need to take seriously because it does affect them, and it affects their brand image, it affects their stock prices, it affects their profitability. So it is an issue. We were the first country in the world to pass this piece of legislation. Many countries are following very similar legal frameworks. Some have been more proactive in implementing it properly, but I think that government is finally starting to take this very seriously, and so companies should also. So Ben, what should companies be looking for in terms of compliance?
If there's nothing in place, the key is to start with a Section 54 statement, I suggest, but the Section 54 statement should not be the reason for having one. The aim should be to have a robust anti-slavery and anti-trafficking policy that works and is referred to in the statement. It needs to be implemented. As with all regulatory law, the key to it is implementation. If you've got a policy, who cares if you keep it in a cupboard or don't take steps to put it in train? So the aim should be, I suggest, getting in place coherent and practical codes of conduct for employees, for suppliers, for contractors, for business partners. And it's crucial that other agencies are involved because of the potential for slavery and exploitation in the supply chains. Because if you don't involve other agencies, it's not going to work. By the same token, you need to have policies in relation to human resources, recruitment, pay, and the like, purchasing and procurement policies which speak to human trafficking and modern slavery, specific policies on issues relevant for the company itself, that is the individual company. It can't be off the shelf, it's got to be bespoke. So look at whether you're dealing with home workers, migrant workers, child labour, remedies for victims of labour exploitation within that. Then think about risk assessment, prevention, mitigation. think beyond that about due diligence processes, changes in operational practices or in business relationships designed to minimize modern slavery risks. You need to think about key performance indicators to measure how due diligence is working, and review those measures through audits, inspections, and reviews. And you also need to keep training records.